The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your SuperChats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Death, taxes, and inaccurate hit pieces from the national media about the New York Jets. We'll talk about the latest and expose the latest. It's the Jake Asman Show on a football Sunday. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Hit the like button. This is the only channel that is giving you daily Jets content. We went live yesterday on a Saturday in June. Final day of June, we're going live on a Sunday. Spread the word to your fellow Jet fans and NFL fans that we talk Jets and NFL every day on this channel. Appreciate everyone tuning in. A lot to get into. I want to talk about a story that I saw on Bleacher Report earlier today. I'm not even going to give the author's name, because he doesn't deserve it when you're this inaccurate with your assessment of a football team. So, in the story, it essentially covers boom or bust, best and worst case scenarios for a bunch of different NFL teams. And Rodgers, of course, because they need the clicks, is the headliner. That's the image. That's the first thing you see when you click on the story. And here's a little excerpt from said story. You ready for this? Boom. With a statement to make, Aaron Rodgers has a season reminiscent of the ones Tom Brady put together when he jumped from the Patriots to the Bucs at a somewhat similar age. Actually, Brady was 3 years older than Aaron was. He stays healthy and benefits from a tremendous defense, and the Jets make a deep playoff run. Bust. Now 40 and coming off a major injury, Rodgers proves that he's washed up and becomes a distraction as the Jets post a losing record for the 9th consecutive year. Prediction: quarterbacks don't often excel at or beyond 40, and there's little reason to expect Rodgers to buck that trend. He hasn't been a strong asset at quarterback since 2021, and it's easy to question his focus and commitment. The Jets will once again finish far out of contention in 2024. Let's clear up a couple things. One, this article is horse crap. I mean, let's expose some of the inaccuracies in this story. First things first, the idea that Aaron Rodgers has not been an asset for a team since 2021 is a joke. If Aaron Rodgers duplicates his 2022 season in Green Bay, now with the Jets the last 2 years would have been in the playoffs. Let's start there. So the idea that he hasn't been an asset is horse crap. Was 2022 down for Rodgers compared to his MVP seasons of 20 and 21? Yeah. But remember, 2019, people said Aaron Rodgers, he's starting to lose it. You know what he did that year? Go look at Rodgers' 2019 stats and come back to me. And then follow that year up with back-to-back MVP seasons. So please. The next inaccuracy in the story is, well, quarterbacks at age 40, there's not a big track record of success. There is if you're an all-time great. You ready for this list? Go look at Tom Brady's numbers, age 40 and on. Go look at Brett Favre's age 40 season with the Vikings after he left the Jets. Go look at Drew Brees' age 40 and age 41 season. Drew Brees, age 40, 8-3 record, 74.3 completion percentage, led the NFL, 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Drew Brees, age 41 season, 9-3 record, completion percentage, 70.5, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. When you're an all-time great, you could play into your 40s, especially when you're Aaron Rodgers, who, other than Brady, was the oldest to ever win an MVP during his age 37 and 38 season. We're not that far removed from that. Rodgers' injury also occurred in week 1. So he's ready to roll with no restrictions whatsoever this entire offseason. So because it doesn't fit the Bleacher Report narrative, Aaron Rodgers at age 40, he can't be good, but other Hall of Famers have all been good at age 40. Brady, Breeze, Favre, etc. Such nonsense. And the other part of the story that is so stupid. Oh, Rodgers is a big distraction. We could question his commitment to the Jets. I mean, look at this horse shit. Sorry, but it's really annoyed me. It's easy to question his focus and commitment. No, it's not. No, it's not. We're questioning Aaron Rodgers' commitment when he's been at everything for 2 years, besides 2 pathless practices in June, when he had been at every other voluntary workout, when he flew cross country to be with the team all the time, when he was voted by his own teammates, the Dennis Bird Award winner. We're still doing this. This is such a media-driven, horse bleep piece that Bleacher Report should be ashamed that they published. Ashamed. Laughable with the amount of inaccuracies in this story. Won't even give the author's name. Doesn't deserve it. You could tell he just Googled, Aaron Rodgers, read what the groupthink is on the guy, and threw that in there. Easy to question his commitment. No, it's not if you do an ounce of research or you hear from any of his teammates or coaches. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for this nonsense from Bleacher Report. And the other thing in this story that's laughable, the Jets are going to finish far away from contention. They weren't that far away last year from contention with Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Siemian playing quarterback for them. I'm supposed to sit here and say they're far away now from contention based on what? They had the worst quarterback room in the NFL last year. They won 7 games. If they had average quarterback play, which, by the way, the last time Rodgers played, he was above average. He wasn't an MVP, but he was above average. But if they had Tyrod Taylor for a full year, you don't think they could have been a 9-win team last year, even with the injuries to the O-line? Really? That was with a much more difficult schedule a year ago. This year, the schedule is a lot easier. So, I mean, where do we even begin with that horse crap in the story? The funniest thing is I went and looked at some of the other teams here, right? I'm like, for the sake of this conversation, let's look at the Falcons because they got a quarterback who's coming off the same injury as Rodgers. You know what they wrote for the Falcons, this guy? Well, they were a quarterback away, so now the Atlanta Falcons are definitely going to be a playoff team. And people try and tell you there's no bias against the Jets. Right, the Atlanta Falcons are now a playoff team because they got a quarterback, but the Jets aren't? Really? Kirk Cousins is nowhere near the level of player Aaron Rodgers has been. Kirk Cousins' injury happened in the middle of the season. And he's already practicing too, by the way. So we're concerned about Aaron coming off the injury, but we're not concerned about Kirk. There was no mention of concerns about Kirk Cousins in that piece. I wonder why. Latest horse crap nonsense from this hit piece. Do not fall for it. Do not fall for it under any circumstance. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Super Chats will cut our line. We'll take some calls here on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline. Today's show is presented by my friends at Huga House. Huga House just dropped 10 new hats, including the 4 you see on the screen. If you want to get any of the hats you see right there, make sure you use promo code Asman at checkout, and you'll get 15% off. If you buy one hat with my code, you'll get the second hat if you want more than one at 30% off. So check it out, hugahouse.com. Go to the website this second, use promo code Asman, and get the hat that I'm wearing, get the hat that Rodgers is wearing. Save some money and check it out. The new hats, I will say, are spectacular. hugahouse.com, promo code Asman at checkout. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. You guys know the drill. A little Sunday special here. And before the show even began, ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts has already made it rain with 5 channel memberships.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts. Hey, for another gifted membership. Hey.
If you hear your name called, you are a channel member. Eric Barty, Johnny Ace, Simple Eats, L Train Anderson, Alan S. Jurista. Congratulations on being a channel member. And I just saw this from Mike D's Nuts as well. He says, I showed the wife the clip of Leany on the floor, LOL. You got to love it, right? You got to absolutely love it. There's nothing like a Mike D's Nuts explosion. Right, Leany?
Is this Mike D's Nuts?
You bet your ass it is. Hennessy Heisman with a super chat. Here we go. Jake, they're going to be doing this all off season. They love to hate us, and I can't wait to prove all the doubters wrong this year. Hashtag receipt. Amen. Let's go. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, we just gave Mike D's Nuts his proper shout out for the 5 memberships. I got to be up front with the Asmaniacs. We hit a threshold yesterday to add a new emoji, and I could not have been more excited about what our next emoji was going to be. It was going to be the butt on a stick emoji in honor of Bobby Midnight demanding Matt O'Leary's butt on a stick. We had this emoji ready to roll. The problem is, when I uploaded it for channel members, YouTube flagged it and said it was inappropriate. Now, I completely disagree, but I want everyone to know we tried to give you the butt on the stick emoji. The problem is, once we couldn't upload it yesterday, the memberships that we had for the day yesterday, people that had memberships purchased for a month, it expired. So now we're below the membership threshold once again, which is outrageous. But I apparently now need another 41 more members to add another emoji. So that's the problem. We hit a threshold. We had the emoji ready, and butt on the stick was not approved. So now I need another 41 more members to now add another emoji that we thought we hit yesterday. So thank you to Mike D's Nuts for giving us 5. We now only need 36. But I want to be upfront with the Asmaniacs. You guys are probably saying, where's the emoji? And I want you to know we tried. But the butt on the stick emoji was not allowed. So, I apologize to the Asmaniacs. Just know we will keep working hard for you. We will try and get you another emoji when we get 36 more members. But YouTube is killing us, folks. No other way around it. Just a corrupt operation. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is someone who knows all about butts being on a stick.
Well, you know, I need to find Matt O'Leary. He's supposed to come on my show. I want his butt on a stick. Bobby!
Bobby!
Hey, I think you should do Big Fella. He should be next.
The big fella emoji? Look, if we get a big fella emoji made, I'm in.
Yep. And I liked what you had on before with Gator's voice. You know what I heard?
I don't think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. You played it like 5 times.
What are you talking about?
Gator's voice.
What do you mean Gator's voice? Gator's not on the show right now.
No, he was doing this commercial for you. Jake.
Hello and welcome to the Jake Asman Show Green Room.
Come on.
Please be patient and look straight forward at all times, being prepared as Jake may bring you on at any moment. If in fact you have to leave or go to the bathroom, please exit the chat and then return to the call and Jake will put you back in line. Please understand that if you arrive a little early, you may not get called on first, as Jake
that
will
was
always
meant for
take
me,
the
Jake.
call that
I
he
know
thinks
that
will
was meant
suit
for
the
me.
program, depending on the topic at the time. When you're called on, be sure to look straight forward, put your hands on the
Jake,
desk,
you drive me
and
nuts,
look
bro.
directly into the microphone, smile, and speak loudly so Jake and the audience can hear you. Also,
Jake.
please refrain from using foul language, as the Jake Asman Show is a family show. Also, unless your name is Bobby, you must make sure to show your entire face. Otherwise, please put your head down and only show the top of your hat and perhaps a little bit of your eyes and nose. If you're on an Android phone, you may exit at any time, as those things are utter pieces of shit. Once again, we appreciate your patience, and please stay silent, looking straight forward, and be prepared, as Jake can bring you in at any time. One suggestion is to write down your thoughts so that when you are brought on the show, you have everything in order.
Jake, I don't
We'd love
want
to hear what you have to say about the
Put your
Jets,
face on this.
our
Put me in the
beloved
background.
New York Jets. The Jake Asman Show thanks you and looks forward to your next syllable.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, that was funny. When did he have time for doing that for you?
Oh, Bobby.
He has time for everything.
Hey, Bobby,
He-
when's your next show?
I'm not saying that. I
What?
still have to tell my points.
Oh, okay.
Yankees are winning right now.
Bobby, I don't need the Bobby Midnight Score Report. I got both the Mets and the Yankees on right now in front
Oh,
of me.
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Well, you
Don't
got to
ye-
assume that someone
Don't
who
yell
loves
at
sports is
me.
always
I was-
following what's happening.
Don't yell at me. I'm trying to be nice.
I'm not yelling at you.
Yeah, you are. Don't
I'm
tell
not.
me the score.
I don't need the Bobby Midnight Sports Report, Bobby.
All
I-
right. All right. All right. All right.
All right.
all right.
Whose
Yeah.
butt are we putting on a stick next?
No, buddies. Just
No.
I'm gonna drop it with Melanie. I'm not worrying about it anymore. It's done.
Okay.
That it's done. So yeah, well, your answer to the question is right after yours.
Let's go. I'll see you there, Bobby.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Well, you know, I've grown to love my buddy Alan, but South-ass has to go. I threw him off my show. Bobby!
Shout out to Bobby Midnight. One of the all-time greats, folks. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Folks, Mike D's Nuts is making it his job to get us to our latest membership threshold. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Mike D's Nuts making it rain, folks. Oh, baby. Oh. You believe it. Leedy, can you believe who this
Is this Mike D's Nuts?
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
All right, here we go, folks. If you hear the name called, you know who to thank. Chris Daly, Gerbo Fotis, Thomas Class, Marty McFly, 0292, and Georgie. You guys are all channel members. We are not done. Not So Sane is also coming through for the people on this fine Sunday. 5 more memberships have been gifted. Whoa.
Money, 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 money.
All right, here we go. Taz Tactics, Matt Lefamina, Matt Shaw, Jigs29, Cynthia W. Congrats to our latest member. Cynthia W, I believe, was the Cynthia who attended our great Long Island meetup last week. So shout out to all our brand new channel members. We're getting closer to a new emoji. It won't be butt on the stick because YouTube's no fun, but we'll come up with something. YouTube is trying to censor me, says you could debunk all the Jets news you want, but it doesn't change the fact that your Jets are the biggest joke in the NFL. Yeah, the Jets are really the biggest joke in the NFL. The only joke I see is you, buddy. See ya.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
You know, there's a perfect thing we could add on to future losers who get sent to the hole. It's another drop from someone who is full of great drops. From now on, when we send someone to the hole, we will play this.
Get in the hole!
See ya. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line as we react to the latest garbage from Bleacher Report. Jet fans, how are we feeling? Training camp will soon be in the same month we're in. Today is the last day of June. Tomorrow is July 1. We're getting closer. Jets report to training camp on the 23rd. First on-field practice is the 24th. Addison says YouTube is protecting O'Leary. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Christopher says, who agrees Kirk Cousins is overrated? I mean, look, is he a top 10 quarterback in the league? No, but he's probably in that 12 to 15 range, right? He's consistent. So there's something like that. Benny says, these folks want us to fail so bad. I can't wait to drink their tears all fall and winter long. Amen. Because literally the only thing they could say is, oh, you're the Jets, or, oh, Aaron's not going to stay healthy. I believe a year ago, the conversation in the NFL was Tua can't stay healthy, Lamar Jackson can't stay healthy. Well, guess what? They were one of the only two quarterbacks in the league who actually played every game for their team. It's a year-to-year league, folks. Jets Johnny says, just went to the Panthers parade. Can't imagine the elation when the Jets finally win. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Tom writes in, Sodomites getting some fresh ass on a stick. Amen. Amen. Open phone lines if anyone wants in on the conversation. We won't go too long today. Not a whole lot happening, but wanted to give you guys a Sunday show because the people in the Discord were demanding it. It was outrageous. I've never seen anything like it. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll continue to cut the line. Before you call in, I once again want to issue a warning to all the male callers on this show.
A lot of good-looking chicks in that family. Wow.
Bobby.
Oh, yeah, baby. Things are about to get crazy here on the Jake Asman Show.
Calm your freaky down.
Sometimes we try, but that freaky just take us over.
Give him some of your loving voice.
Oh, yeah, hide them kids.
Again, leave your damn freaky down.
Too sexy.
you gotta chill, man. Gotta chill, man. Sean White checks in. Is this the Olympian Sean White? You guys look similar. Let's freaking go. All the hate. Super Bowl. Jets, Jets. Amen, Sean. Amen. Scott says, thank you for a Sunday show. Scott, I talked it over with my people. I can't go to Saratoga until we catch the robber. Matthew writes, and I was nervous about Brees, and I believe he played every game. That's true, too. He did. He absolutely did. No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts is back. Can you count the memberships? I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 channel memberships coming in from none other than Mike D's Nuts, baby. Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts. Hey, for another gifted membership. Hey.
When they write the history of the Jake Asman Show on YouTube, there'll be an entire chapter for Mike D's Nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, call it out. Ev Doggy Dog, Jet Guy NYC, the Darth God, Gilbert Farmer. You guys are all channel members. Smash the D's Nuts emoji in the chat because Mike D's Nuts has done it again. By the way, the D's Nuts emoji is apparently appropriate for YouTube, but butt on a stick isn't? Are you kidding me? What a joke.
Is this Mike D's Nuts?
You bet your ass it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to also shout out the Patreon. If you want bonus content away from YouTube, access to our Discord so you can find out when we're going live, access about members-only meetups, access about Asmaniac events, information about my merch store, which will be coming this week. We also dropped something in there yesterday. Shout out to Jake Asman Show listener Weege, who has his own YouTube channel with like 100,000 subscribers. He is giving away Jets autographed merchandise. So Patreon users found out how to win that merchandise before the general public. So check it out. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. If you want any of what I just talked about, it's just $5 a month. For less than a cup of coffee for an entire month, you get all those things I mentioned. And you help support me. Thank you to all the Patreon users. We couldn't do it without you. Infrared says, funniest emoji ever. The fact that YouTube won't allow it is outrageous. Peter Castro, Judge, 31 homers, 82 RBIs. Great start. Peter, a great start doesn't encapsulate what Judge is doing right now, right? A historic start. He's on pace to hit over 62 home runs and driving like 170 RBIs. It's insane. And he didn't hit for the first month. Crazy. 82 RBIs and 31 home runs. And we still got 15 days till the All-Star break. That's insane. He might have 100 RBIs at the All-Star break. Monster. And Love Soto talking himself into the lineup today. Big game. Calls on the mound. You're trying to at least salvage a split with Toronto. Love it. And it's not a coincidence. Soto plays, and then the Yankees score first for the first time in 7 games. Big statement. Yanks up 4-0 right now with Cole on the mound in the bottom of the third. Love it. Super chat from Tyrone, baby. Tyrone, yeah. I hope Aaron and the Jets are hearing all this. We're going to win 15 games. I'm so mad. I want to play with the Jets. Go Jets. Hey, that works for me, Tyrone. All right. The Jets don't have to search very far for motivation. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll do a little Ask Me Anything as well on a later day. Doesn't just have to be Jet related. Throw some questions out there, and I'll hit on whatever you guys want to discuss. As long as it's appropriate. Some of you have some very twisted minds. So once again, warning ahead of time.
Calm your freaky down.
All right. Especially you, NY Jets, Florida. Especially you. Nick says table setters are crucial. Yeah, I mean, look, outside of the Yankees' first 3 hitters, they have not had any production. So it's good to see DJ have a hit. Torres had a big game 2 nights ago. They got to get going. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts. Boom. 5 channel memberships. Mike, who's better than you? Nobody.
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
All right, if you hear your name called, you're a member thanks to D's Nuts. Kaz, Chris P, Deceptive, Moshe Behar, Joe Price. Congratulations. You guys are all channel members. Love to see it. Absolutely love it. Peter says, Jake, what do you think about the Knicks? I love what they've done this offseason. I'm hoping that they could somehow find a way to keep Hartenstein if he's willing to take less. But, I mean, the Knicks are all in. I love adding Bridges and not having to trade any of your core. He fits perfectly. He's exactly what they needed. I'm a huge fan. Red John, Jake, do you line up your beard or is that natural? I definitely, groom it as far as lining it up with like a razor and trimming it and all that. But the beard itself is natural, if that's what you're asking. I also, as you guys know, if you've been watching the show, I use Copper John's beard products every day. The beard balm, the beard oil after you shower, the best. In fact, you'll be hearing more about Copper John soon. Three siblings. Jake, I have a question, sir. Well, typically you just ask it. Dano says, I survived the Jake Asman Show live chat t-shirts needed. Should we get that in the merch store, Dano? Someone make that design. We'll put it in the upcoming merch store. If you guys have ideas for t-shirt designs and you want to contribute to the merch store, the way to do it is to design something and email me in a high-res image, like a vector file. And then I'll work with my merch guy on getting that in the store. We are going to launch a merch store. It's been in the works. I'm looking to probably launch it after the holiday weekend coming up. So less than 2 weeks. If you're a Patreon member, you're going to get a promo code that will give you a discount on a bunch of items in there as a thank you for supporting me. Jay says, would you ever do beat or work for the Jets if it was possible? 0. Never. No way. I will never be a Jet beat reporter. That sounds like hell on earth. You lose your fandom. You don't get to be a fan if you're a beat reporter. That's why I've always wanted to be a sports talk show host, because you get to be a fan. You get to give opinions. When you're on the beat, you're supposed to be unbiased. You just cover the team. That's it. Snowball says, loud fireworks or colorful fireworks or both? Aren't all fireworks loud, Snowball? Is there like that big of a delineation? I don't know. I just want good fireworks. If they're colorful and loud, to me, that's the best combination. Green and white. Jake need a Jake Asman Show coffee mug. It's in the works. That will be in the merch store. What type of items do you want in the merch store? I'm going to ask people in the Discord about this, but I'll ask people in the chat now too. Jake Quest says, Jake, Pat's game L5, Battle of the Gingers, you versus my son in an arm wrestling competition. I'm going to pass on that. I feel like your son would win. So congrats to him. Henny, are you going to any training camp practices? I'll be at a bunch of them. Absolutely. Dano, who's December starting quarterback for the Steelers, Falcons, Vikings, Broncos? For the Steelers, it's still Russell Wilson. For the Falcons, it's still Kirk Cousins. Vikings, it's J.J. McCarthy. Broncos, it's Bo Nix. Unless there's injuries, obviously. Connor wants to know, would you start Jose Iglesias or Jeff McFeeble? Didn't McNeil have a big home run the other night? We're still down on McNeil. Maybe he's breaking out of it. I would start Iglesias because he could sing. Jets Johnny says, coffee mug, sweater, and a Mike D's Nuts emoji sticker. If we put on a shirt, the Mike D's Nuts emoji, would people buy it? If the answer is yes, we could put that in the merch store. Jake, do you get press credentials to camp? If I want to, yes. But I'm going to go as a fan for a lot of these. I want to meet my subscribers, and we'll do maybe a meet and greet at a local shop after. Restaurant, bar. It's in the works. J-Quest says Knoble shirts. That is without question an idea I had. I also have an idea of just V-Man sleeping on a t-shirt. Christopher says, Jake, who do you think is the most underrated quarterback in the NFL? It's a good question. Underrated quarterback in the NFL. Oh, Lindor's got to make that play. Let's think. Underrated quarterback in the NFL. I think it's Matthew Stafford. When healthy, that guy always puts up numbers. And he's won a Super Bowl, and I still feel like he's kind of underrated. Jets Johnny says, calm your freaky emoji shower curtain would be wild. Could you imagine? Oh, my goodness.
Calm your freaky down.
Yeah. Dano says Anthony Richardson. He can't be underrated that he's played like 4 games. Jordan Love, we got to see a little more before we call him underrated. We have a 1-year sample size with him. I think the arrows clearly pointed up. But I think people are really high on Love. I don't think he's underrated. Scott says a Bobby Midnight ball cap. Hey, Bobby, would you purchase a hat of your face on it?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Hey, I wanted to tell you something. Remember that guy, Georgie, that got a membership? You called out Georgie?
Oh, I remember.
I know him from the Sports Fury. He came. I brought him over to your show.
Well, thanks for spreading the positive Asmaniac agenda.
Yeah, he lives on the West Coast like Addison does.
Ah, what's his zip code?
I don't know his zip code, but I know he lives. Him and his wife both are in the Sports Fury. Yvette.
How much money does he make per year before taxes?
I don't know. I just know him. He comes to my chat. He comes to the Sports Fury chat. That's how I know him.
Do you have his social security number?
No.
All right, we'll work on that.
I'll
Oh,
give
you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rogers met. I'm more than just a hat. I'm Bobby.
Bobby seems down with the hat idea, so we'll work on that. FPP says free South Ass. No, I'm Team Bobby. You guys know this. All right, South Ass has to go. To quote Bobby Midnight. Hey Bobby, South Ass has to go,
Yes,
right?
Mike.
Well, what's week 3? What date is that?
Oh, you're on the
I don't
phone
know,
with Mike.
It's a Thursday. It's a Thursday.
You look that up. And
I will later. I will. Yeah, later. Not
Hey
right now.
Bobby.
Okay, bye.
Bobby, you're on the air. Bobby.
A long way to go.
Bobby. Bobby.
What?
South S has to go still, right? Just want to clarify.
Yes. FPP, you should shut your mouth.
All right. We'll keep that in mind.
Well, you know I have my own YouTube show. If I'm awake, I'm going live. Unless Jake has a show, I'm Bobby.
I love it. If we're still out on South S, then that's where I stand too. Christopher, CJ Stroud is overrated. I don't think he's overrated. He had a great rookie year. Now let's see what he does for an encore. When you're expected to be that great now. Cactus says free Murdog. What happened to Murdog? Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Last chance to get in here. We won't go as long as we normally do because it's a Sunday. It's a little slow. All that. Dano says, question, don't you want to see Doug Bryan redemption game bury Mr. Unlimited? Pittsburgh would be a fun road trip, Dano. It's just not on my list of games I'm going to. And look, I always want to beat the Steelers, but it's not even for the Doug Bryan game. I mean, one of the worst losses of my life as a sports fan is the 2010 AFC Championship game. I have nightmares about the 3rd and 6 Roethlisberger to Antonio Brown completion. To this day, I still can't watch the highlights from that game. It pains me too much. David says, will the merch also have Jets logos or JSS logos? We can't put Jets logos on merch. It's illegal. So we'll have Jake Asman show logos and stuff. Or like this shirt was a prototype for the merch store when it was supposed to launch last year, and then everything happened in Houston with me, and I just put it on the back burner. Like we'll have cool shirts like this. The Victory Monday Garrett Wilson shirt I had. We'll have some logoed shirts. Snowball, could we start a campaign to get gas to go to the Hall of Fame? I would love to see it, Snowball. I mean, I'll do my part. You know, I thought Joe B had some great takes on this when we had him on the show. He talked about how Klecko and Marty, they got to be spearheading it, you know? Jay says, Jake not coming to Arizona for cards games is a travesty. I know, man. That was going to be one of the games we maybe were going to do the Asmaniac event for, but unfortunately, I have a bachelor party that same weekend, so I can't do it. Hennessy says, I will be at the home opener Broncos game and hopefully Texans game. Hopefully Texans game. Henny, you better be there, man. You better. Ladies and gentlemen, become an Asmaniac by hitting the join button. Mike D's Nuts is gifted 25 memberships. Pay it forward if you got one. It's just $5 to gift a channel membership to someone. Genergy with a merch suggestion. Shut your pie hose shirt with Bobby needs to happen. I like that. Love it. Derek Hugh. Antonio Brown equals bankruptcy. Antonio Brown equals major issues. Dano says, I support the 4% shirt. That's pretty good. Henny says, the plan is to be at the Texans game with my Namath jersey and mink coat costume. Love that. That's excellent. Jay says, I want a shirt with Jake's face that just says tremendous under it. Now that's a shirt. That is a shirt. Dave says, Miami, December 8th or bust. I'll be there, Dave. I'll see you there. We will be there. And it will be real and it will be spectacular. FPP says, how about a shirt with an Allen emoji on it? You serious?
I'm not saying you're not mentally ill. For all I know, you're crazy as a loon.
Come on, FPP. You're better than that. Christopher says, Antonio Brown always breaks my heart. Screw him. Remember when the Jets forced him to quit football? Took off his shirt. That was the last we saw of Antonio Brown in the NFL. His final game against Zach Wilson and the New York Jets that day. In a game that Zach actually played really well in. At least I thought. And the Jets blew it at the end. Ranger Fan 11. Bobby Midnight's constant appearances are ruining your show, bro. I used to watch twice a day. I haven't watched you all week for the first time in 3 years. I put you on today, and he's the first call. Well, I'm sorry, Ranger Fan 11, but Bobby's a part of the family. And you know what? It's June. Find another channel that's giving you 3 hours a day of daily Jets talk. But if that's not good enough for you, Ranger Fan, I'm sorry, but I back my guy, Bobby.
Just shut the fuck up. I did not ask for the damn opinion that came out of your ass, so shut the fuck up.
We'll see you in 5. Also, very easy decision once I saw your name was Ranger Fan 11. Peace. Sears writes in, Jets will continue to have hit pieces written about them until they make the playoffs. Winning solves all. I'm sure they'll move the goalpost, but that's the only way you can start to change the perception. Win. And they have the team to do it, and now they have to do it. That's the bottom line. Come on now. All right. Hughes Johnson says Rangers Fan 11 doesn't rep us Rangers fans. We love Bobby. Nate says, guys complaining about callers who don't call in, as Jake would say, asinine. You can only take the callers that are there, right? Like right now, nobody's on hold right now. So I read the comments. When we have callers on hold, I go in order on who's there. Bobby's not always the first call based on who's there. Lasso says Yankees fire. How about Lasso? For those in our Discord chat, Lasso's brother was at UFC 303 last night, sitting right behind Aaron Rodgers, who was once again at another UFC event. Pretty cool. David says, how about Eli truthers who move the goalpost once Rodgers wins ring number 2 or beyond? Anyone trying to say they would take Eli's career over Rodgers is a fool. Just not happening. Like, CJ Stroud is nuts for what he said. Jets Johnny got the drink out of a mini Stanley Cup today. I need a mini Lombardi. We do have a Lombardi emoji, which is awesome, which I love. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts. Is there anyone quite like Mike D's Nuts? The answer is, of course not.
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
Let's go. 5 new members. Carl Clark, Jimbo Jet, Chris Moses, Scott Atkins, Donald Davis. Thank Mike D's Nuts. Pay it forward. It's just $5 to give someone else a channel membership. We should have enough now for a new emoji, which is tremendous considering our other emoji was not allowed by YouTube, which, I mean, how is this inappropriate? Come on. You kidding me? What a joke. What a joke. What should our next emoji be? Someone design it and email me an emoji today. asmanjake@gmail, and if it's good, I'll use it. It just has to be sized 1 by 1. Otherwise, YouTube won't use it. It is the only way. Dano says, Jake, did you see the all-time receiver list? AB at number 3. Come on. Look, AB is in the top 10 all time, maybe even top 5 if you look at his numbers and dominance. The problem he's going to have is he's a nut. He's not Mike D's nuts. He's just a nut job. He's going to have a real issue in that regard. That's a problem. So, I don't know. But, you know, if he just kept playing and kept his head straight, he'd be in that conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is someone who's been hit in the head more than anyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Boxing up next. Hello, Gary.
What's up, Jake? How are you?
How was the fight coverage, Gary?
It was really good. It was really, really good. You didn't watch the fight, did you? Oh, you had UFC last night, right?
Yeah, I was watching UFC, so I didn't see any boxing.
It's all good. It's all good. I wanted to say first, I don't know where this came, but Antonio Brown, AB, is definitely a top 5 receiver of my lifetime. I'd put him at 3 or 4, but he's definitely in the top 5. Antonio Brown was like 7-11. He was always open. And even if he wasn't, you could still throw it to him and he'd just catch it. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Aaron Rodgers. This is just lazy. Saying he's not going to be good because he's 40 is like saying a college coach can't coach in the pros. It's just lazy. Are the odds against you? Does it usually work out at 40? No, but we're not talking about a usual case here. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers, right? Like you just mentioned, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. I think Warren Moon's done it. Like there's been plenty of guys who have done it. It's not unprecedented. If you're an all-time great, there may be a drop-off in your stats. You might not be what you were when you were 28 or 31, but you can still be really, really good. And look, I don't think Rodgers is going to have an MVP season because I don't think they're going to play that kind of offense. The MVP is a statistical award, and I think the Jets are going to have a run-heavy offense, so he's just not going to have the stats to be MVP. But he's still going to have a great season. He's still going to be a top 5 to 10 quarterback in the league. Like when you look at it at the end of the season, you're not going to be able to list off 10 quarterbacks who had better seasons. Guys like Dak Prescott may have better stats, but there's no way you're taking Dak Prescott over Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, look, at the end of the day, when you think about it, like Aaron was already the second oldest person to ever win an MVP award a couple of years ago. Age 37, age 30. Like he's not your typical athlete. He's all-time greats are in different categories when it comes to aging.
And that's what I'm saying. So to compare him to your run-of-the-mill quarterback at 40 is ridiculous because there's nothing that Rodgers does that's ever been run-of-the-mill. He's always been exceptional. So you can only really compare him to other exceptional quarterbacks. And when you do that, they can kind of play to 40. I mean, there might be some decline, but they can still do it.
And look, the other thing with the article that annoyed me is, he hasn't been good since 2021. What are you talking about? If Aaron Rodgers put up his exact numbers in 2022 here in 2024, this Jets team might win the division with that type of production with the rest of the roster.
Yeah, because they're just comparing that production 2022 against his production against peak Rodgers. Like, we don't need peak Rodgers. What they fail to recognize is you're replacing maybe the worst starting quarterback ever with arguably the best starting quarterback ever. It's not a normal situation here, right? Like you're literally going from the worst to the best. Like think about that. Like that is a crazy change that they're going to have in the quarterback room this year.
Can they just win? I need to see winning football, Gary. I need it.
It's going to be winning football. You know, once we get to the playoffs, it's 1 week at a time. But they're going to win this year. They're going to win 12, 13 games, no less than 11.
From your lips to God's ears.
Appreciate you, Jake.
Gary, you have yourself a heck of a Sunday, all right?
You too.
When are you and Alan getting together now that he's not that far from you?
I'm going to be gone this weekend. I'm going to Newark for the Prudential Center for the Shakur Stevenson fight. So I'll get with him when I come back.
I can't wait. All right. You guys could get together, have a little gas station pizza.
We can.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's see. Mike D's nuts talking about Antonio Brown. Crazy part is his father was an all-time Albany Firebirds legend. Touchdown Eddie Brown. What a disgrace. Yeah, I mean, Antonio Brown has completely soiled his legacy. We know he was a great player, but he's nuts. Like, actual CTE in the brain is what we're watching with AB. Alan says, had an argument the other night, Dak versus Aaron. Let me guess, the Cowboy fan took Dak. Nate says, Jay, can you stay on until the Mets get a hit today? Are they being no hit right now? I didn't even realize. I have the game on, but it's on mute. I know they're down 4-0 in the bottom of this. There's your hit. Literally, as I read the comment, Brandon Nimmo just picked up a hit. All right, that's the end of today's show. Thanks, everyone. You said stay on until they get a hit, right? Brandon Nimmo just got a hit of Seth Martinez of the Astros, who I used to cover. I'm rooting for the Mets today. Go Mets. Can't stand the Astros. You're welcome, Nate. I didn't even realize the Mets were being no hit into the sixth. What happened to Grimace? Yesterday, the Mets bullpen blew it like old times. Is the Grimace era over, Met fans, or we're confident the comeback's coming today? I don't know. Anyway, let's see. I just got a text from Jet Royalty. Ira from Staten Island with a text. You going to San Francisco? I'm going to tell Ira I'm not. But we hopefully will be having a big meetup for that game, big watch party. Details to come once it's finalized. All right. Dan says stay on until we win now. Are you nuts? Well, you're a Jet fan, Dan. So I know the answer to that one. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll stay on for at least a little while longer because I have names to read from who, Leanie? Who could this be? The Mike D's Nuts.
Is this Mike D's Nuts?
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts. Hey, for another gifted membership. Hey.
Here we go. H2O Field, Phil, Justin Jokin, Sergeant CBO, Hunter Beckwith. You guys are all channel members courtesy of the immortal, the incomparable Mike D's Nuts.
Is this Mike D's Nuts?
Oh, you bet it is, Leanie. You bet it is. Nothing like seeing the D's Nuts emoji fill up the chat, yet YouTube said this was not allowed. The butt on the stick emoji. What a disgrace. Ray Danger, super chat, immediately cuts the line. Some people need to keep Bobby Midnight's name out of their mouth or else. Amen. Or else we put you in the boxing ring with Gary. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, today's Jake Asman show is presented by Homage. Get yourself some fresh Jets gear ahead of the upcoming season by supporting our brand new sponsor. Look at the care package they sent me. All these awesome shirts. You can get the same ones or any of their great shirts by using the link in the description, or I'm going to make it easy, folks. Get a shirt right now. Scan the QR code. That easy. Takes you to their website, their full catalog of items. Check it out. Homage has some of the coolest gear I've ever had for the Jets. They have t-shirts, shorts, hoodies. They have stuff for both men and women. So if you're a 4%er, I think Homage is certainly something you're going to love. I just put the link once again in the live chat. So check it out. My favorite shirt is that Gotham City football one. We were just talking about the Super Bowl. They got the 1968 Super Bowl champ shirt. Broadway Joe. Awesome, awesome gear from Homage. Check it out. It is a really, really cool sports apparel company. They have Jets gear. They have everything, but you guys love the Jets. I love the Jets. Check it out over at Homage. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. Hit the like button before we get out of here. 104 likes. Let's get a couple more before we leave. David says, Ira from Staten Island. Can you get him on the show again? I'm sure we could. Do the Asmaniacs want to hear from Ira? Let's see. Alan said, had dinner with a Cowboy and a Jet fan. Both are studying sports broadcasting at Syracuse. The Jet fan watches the show, loves Bobby, and hates me. What a dope. How did it feel to be known by someone you were having dinner with, Alan? David says, I smashed the like button twice. I appreciate that. I don't know if that unlikes the video if you do that, though. Just make sure it doesn't. Appreciate the support, David. You're the man. All right, let's wrap it. Appreciate all of you. Really fun show. Thanks to everyone who did call in. Thanks to Mike D's Nuts for making it worthwhile for everyone who did tuned in live, because we gave out 35 memberships during the show. Jet fans, you guys truly are the absolute greatest, and I love everything that you guys do for this channel. So once again, thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We are back tomorrow. We're going to be joined by Andrew Fialco, who's got an unbelievable film study that I think will fire up this Jet fan base. So I'm looking forward to all that. Once again, my name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. JETS, 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 Jets.
Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on the opener? Fuck yeah!